Welcome to Primecast. My name is Jesse,
My name is Wyatt.
and sorry for the long hiatus. It's pretty easy to say that we've been having some technical difficulties as far as getting your audio to me, and because we're still both for real new at this, and yeah, it has been real frustrating, especially the last episode. We did a best of 2011 episode, and trying to get your audio to me, and for whatever reason, your file was just super huge, and mega upload was just taking
Yeah,
literally days and probably longer to download, and we just kind of had to abandon that episode, even though it was I regret not being able to put that one up.
yeah. Well, I mean, we could do something to kind of get like our best out there in the description or something if they are interested. It's up to them. But
Yeah, it's
yeah,
possible.
it's a bummer, but shit happens.
So, what's going on with you? Get anything? Make any purchases?
Um, yeah, I've gotten a lot of stuff.
A
From
lot of stuff.
a lot of stuff. Um, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we didn't cover Christmas or anything like that, so I got some PS3 games and stuff. So that was fun. Skyrim and Call of Duty and Mortal Kombat, Batman, stuff like that. But with actual toys, I ordered a lot of stuff off board members from TFW 2005. And in the mail, in this week, days back to back, I got in the mail. I finally found some really good prices on stuff I've been looking for a while. So I got an original '06 classic Starscream. I just think that color scheme looks better than the '08 one. I just think it pops better. And original classics Bumblebee, yellow and white. Just
I never did care for that Bumblebee figure.
I see. Yeah, me and you talked about this on Twitter a while ago. I see why you didn't. I just the black striped the reveal of the shield one I had. It just didn't look right on the classic shelf. It just didn't fit. I like the mold. I enjoy it. Um, but my classics is definitely filling out, and my shelves are turning out grand. Also, I got Um, Classics Devastator. I found him for like 25 or $30.
Now, was that is that Classics Devastator? Is that the reissue of the Energon one?
Yeah, the Walmart exclusive. Yes.
That one, I don't. The only one out of that group that really pulled off the combiner was the Bruticus. I
Yeah,
really like the Bruticus one. The Devastator one, I thought was the weakest of all three of them.
I think Superion's the weakest, honestly. But the what I've done with Devastator pretty much is I've put his big bulldozer limbs on his those are his legs, and the hooks are the arms. I took one of his hooks, put him on his chest, so he has a hook weapon on his other arm. Um, Swung the crane up to make it more G1 accurate and unclipped a ball joint in the hips. So now he has arm articulation. So he does turn out pretty well depending on how you position him. But factory, like out of box, yeah, he's pretty lame.
That's one that I really felt Fans Project would have done first as far as add-ons. I instead of doing Superion then Bruticus.
Yeah,
In that order. I really thought they would have done Devastator first because I thought that was the one that needed the most help. Because Superion looks decent by himself. I mean, yeah, he definitely needs hands, and Bruticus. I mean, the upgrade set they got for him was just phenomenal.
yeah, the
But I
extra
think I
thickness.
think that they could have done some equally as awesome, but with Devastator. But I guess with all the different third party devastators now, I guess it would be a little bit behind the game in that department.
I was definitely thinking about that. I was like, you know what? I don't know, and I kind of want to talk about this later, more with third party stuff, because there are some third party topics I like to discuss about how to maybe ideas for running one, not actually run one, but what like practices if you would. But yeah, I got the Devastator. I would like to see an upgrade set for it. That'd probably be one of my holy grails because my holy grail right now is an upgrade set from a third party company. I need the City Commander for my Ultra Magnus, but anyway, yeah, I got Devastator. I do enjoy him. He looks beefy and really pops on my classic shelf. I got Dark of the Moon Air Raid. Nothing special. He's kind of derpy, but I like him. I got what else did I get in that box?
Is that the green one?
Yeah, with the radar dish.
I saw that a few times at Kohl's of all
Hmm.
places, and I it just gave me the same feeling that ROTF Stratosphere had. It's just, I mean, it's looks so cheap to me
I
anyway.
Since the last time we recorded, I also redid my movie Autobot and Decepticon shelves, and I took Stratosphere out and put him on the shelf. So it's kind of funny you mentioned him. I like Stratosphere. But yeah, I understand where you're coming from. Air Raid compared to Stratosphere as well also does feel cheap. Um,
Mm.
he is kind of wonky. I just like him. I think he adds to a movie Autobot for being bright green and being kind of a he can pull for a spy plane and I don't know. I guess it's just preference. That is I say stuff like with Prime RC, if you don't like it, I'm not going to defend it. This one is definitely one. If you say you don't like it, I will nod my head and go, "Yep, I see definitely why you don't like it." He's nothing grand, but
In other words,
he's
now that you
definitely
mention it, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you,
that's
but
okay.
my opinion has kind of changed about Prime RC because after I finally got around to doing my review for her,
Hmm.
and I actually kind of appreciate it a lot more than I did initially, but still that backpack on her is just horrible.
I'm really like it's awful because normally I'm refusing to buy really any new figure. I'm forcing myself not to buy Dark of the Moon Soundwave or any of the new Star Wars stuff or any Prime stuff off the internet because I, I this year or last year I really spoiled myself and I need to save up more money this year for just fun money and if I see something. But I miss toy hunting and so with these Prime figures, they definitely are adding up to be something great. But RC definitely like she has to be the most disappointing. I want to like her. I want to have that feeling of hey, I didn't just get this to own it. I got it because I thought it looked cool, and I wish I just. It's just like Human Alliance Soundwave. I want to like it so bad. It's just really hard
I
to
do really appreciate the amount of transformation that they put into her legs.
yeah, how they just accordion out and
Mm.
they're simple, but they're really effective.
Hmm. Now, are they actually going to release a either straight repaint or a new mode of RC for the actual Robots in Disguise subline for Prime?
Um, that has not been confirmed. I know she's getting like a Cyberverse toy.
Yeah,
I would think she would because the Bumblebee. I'll just say it right now that they're coming out with a new Bumblebee. At first, the Bumblebee looked like crap. That new Bumblebee looks kind of cool with his arms. He looks less spindly, and we're getting a Voyager Starscream.
yeah.
So
Which I'm really excited for that one because I'm probably the only person is because I haven't even been to my Toys R Us lately see if we got any Prime toys yet. But if I said before, if I do get that deluxe Starscream because I'm not really wowed by that. If I
mm,
do, it's just going to hang on my wall. I'm more looking forward to the Voyager class one.
yeah,
But also, supposedly a new electronic Voyager class Optimus Prime coming out.
yeah. I don't know if it's Voyager class, but it looks like just like that rollout command animated Prime or Power Bots or whatever those were called. He looks like a gimmick toy for 7-year-olds. But
Yeah,
it is interesting to see what he's gonna do.
well,
Nevertheless.
yeah. Like, well my point was, I don't know whether or not because I would like to get some more Prime figures of for some more doubles just to hang on my wall of boxes.
Yeah.
I'm not sure whether or not I should spend the cash on another RC or not to hang on the wall or not, or I should just wait.
I would if you're gonna get an RC to hang on your wall, I'd get this one because the packaging looks so great.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
And then like let's say you since you got a new one, and the new one comes out, you're gonna display your the newest one because it's better. So you're gonna with that you can get away with displaying both of them and not really having a struggle with that or having a have to choose which one to display. I would I'm a sucker for displaying both. Like on my Dark of the Moon shelf, I have Battle Blades Optimus Prime simply because I don't want to put him in storage. So it's I would get this Prime RC to if you're gonna keep one in box, I'd get this version.
And speaking of keeping in box, because I get a lot of slack for saying that I want to keep them in the box because people saying that I shouldn't be collecting for value, but I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm more collecting because I think they look really fantastic in the box. I want to display them like that. I could really give two shits whether or not if they go up in value or not. Like I just got that Big Bad Toy Store exclusive Piranacon.
hmm
And I keep it in a box, not for value, but just because I think it looks great in box, and I really don't have any desire to open it. But I'm also I may have mentioned before, but I'm ordering two Voyager class Optimus Primes,
hmm
and there's no word of yet when they'll be getting them anytime soon or not.
Yeah.
And I even emailed the customer service at BBTS, and they said they have no specifics of when. I thought it'd be soon because they
Yeah.
came out in Canada at least a month ago, right?
Yeah, and this is January. The first edition stuff was supposed to come out in the States this month, and but no one's seen anything. Given as of this recording, it's only the 13th of January. But you'd think we'd see something or hear something by now, at least from an online retailer. So it's kind of scary at this point. If we're gonna get the first editions in mass retail or not. I mean, they have to get the Voyagers to us somehow.
Right.
It's weird if and how they're gonna do it, but yeah. Real quick, just we can bring it on back. The other thing I got in the mail, last thing, pretty sure the last thing, or at least last thing worth mentioning, I got in the mail was I got a not new, but I got another Revenge of the Fallen Optimus Prime from a TFW board member. Reason I have this is my third version of the mold. I had, as previously said on other shows, I'm sure, but just in case, for those of you just tuning in, I um I have a custom painted Revenge of the Fallen Leader Prime I can't really toy with. It's really special. I don't want to mess it up. And then I have a Hump for Decepticons Leader Optimus that kind of went bust. So I kind of had to make up for that by getting a new one. And this thing is pretty awesome. He has some loose joints, but I'm really glad to finally own again a pure factory Revenge of the Fallen Optimus Prime and not paying upwards $90 for it.
What joints are loose on it?
Really weird panels actually. His arm panels, one of them is kind of loose. It's not a problem at all. It's just folding it when it moves, it's loose. And the panels on the bottom of the feet that are the
Right.
grill, those
Right.
are loose. I
Yeah.
never had a problem with those.
Yeah.
That's just
My
weird.
very first I went through a couple ROTF Optimus Primes when he first came out because I kept on having issues with him.
hmm
And those were some of the most common issues I had. I had to go through three of them before became happy with one, and those were the two of the biggest problems. Was his arm panels and his feet panels were always loose.
I never encountered that problem on any toy or any version of the toy I'd played with, and I'd played with about
All the
3
Japanese
or
ones have
4.
always been real tight, but all the Americans ones I've had, except for the one I have, have been pretty bad.
Yeah,
I don't know if they just do shit differently there. I don't know.
they probably have better quality control, and they don't have an exact like deadline to spit them out to retailers because they're going to online retailers, and they just do things differently there.
But the quality control in these Prime figures have been amazing so far.
Oh yeah, except for maybe I think the worst people have gotten is some flesh not flesh oh yeah, I think it's called a fleshlight or not fleshlight lol flesh
Fleshlight? Did you say
um
fleshlight?
yeah, but it's not that.
Do you know what a
It's
fleshlight is?
yeah, I know. That's why it's hilarious. I'd laugh, but I'm
You
just
mean like
trying.
Flash?
No, it's what the fuck is it? It's pretty much where the seam isn't completed and it melts as while it's coming off the metal, and it affects the ball joints. The only problem in prime toys I found is ball joints. No, no. I haven't even heard of a stretch or yeah, a stress mark, and it's really weird. And RC, especially RC, she has that really bendable what you call it um glossy plastic that stresses really easily. like on Rekgar and some of the animated figures, and it's really strange how nice it is. Like RC is, functionality or not, she still has really good quality control. Or at least my version does. So,
Yeah.
but that's the biggest problem. Just pretty much ball joints. You can fix that hell of easy.
I'm become so sick of waiting that I'm halfway tempted to spend the money and get one instead of one Japanese Optimus Prime instead of getting two
Yeah,
American.
I thought about it. Like I went on toysrus.ca, which is just a Canadian Toys R Us, and they have them for like $17, and he would have been $30 shipped to me, and I almost hit pay now. I was so close, but I had to stop myself.
Did they have Bulkhead?
No, they don't. At least when I checked a couple weeks ago, they didn't. I can go check again right now.
Bulkhead seems really hard to find.
Yeah, because it's three Optimuses to a case and one Bulkhead.
It's it's. Let me see here. Like even the Japanese one is sold out.
Yeah,
Right.
because I think the reason the Japanese one sold out so fast was because he has a really more accurate color scheme.
Yeah. The Viacon and Bulkhead are the only ones that are sold out. Oh wait, Optimus and Megatron are now on pre-order, so I guess those sold out too. Huh.
Ah,
So there goes that idea. Anyway.
well, I guarantee an online retailer will have them before we do, or
Hmm.
Big Bad Toy Store. It is. It's crazy how this just. I was really hoping for 2012. We'd said this in the show, but you won't hear it. We were really hoping for distribution to be better in 2012, and it is not showing to be. So
Yeah, definitely not a good start for that hope.
yeah, it's hope. Just keep hoping. And with distribution like this, we will never see a leader Megatron or a leader Shockwave.
Don't say that.
Well, that's a
That makes me sad.
that's like our that's our this is like the show's niche. Leader Shockwave and leader Megatron. Leader Megatron is definitely.
Especially
Oh my God. I'm
just
not
like
one to hope
just
for leader figures like Brawl or not Brawl. What the fuck is his name? Bone Crusher and Blackout.
yeah. I'd never hope for one of those either, but Bone Crusher would be pretty cool. Now you think there was rumors of a Voyager class Bone Crusher a long time ago.
Yeah. After the first movie came out, but psh,
I thought that would have been really cool because that deluxe figure is pretty nice and just would have been awesome if it was bigger.
oh, it
But
would have been really cool. But yeah,
yeah. Anyway, for the leader class Megatron. Oh my god.
that'd be great.
I mean, we discussed this several times in private before, but the rumor
Hmm.
about there being a leader class Megatron and Shockwave that came from the same person that started the rumor of a leader class Ironhide and Bumblebee, right?
Yes.
And what else? Has he made anything else?
I think if I'm not mistaken, the same source was also the one that told us about Generations Cup. Maybe Perceptor. I'm not exactly sure on Perceptor. But Cup and the leaders were the ones. Oh, another Dark of the Moon figure. I'm gonna look at my shelf real quick because I might be missing one. I think. Um, I think he told us about. I forget. I think he was the one who said that the Voyager Megatron when it had gotten like leaked and stuff. He was the first one to see the robot mode or the first one to like really release it, and he's like, "Yeah, it's Megatron." And then we saw the pictures.
Mm,
So I think it was that guy too. But yeah, this guy does have history of this. So that's definitely a plus. And just jumping back onto what I got some more Star Wars figures. I got vintage Yoda, vintage Darth Vader, and I picked up the Phantom Menace vintage Darth Maul. And I'm super pumped for episode one to come out in 3D next month. I'm gonna stop talking. And Jesse, what did you get recently?
Nothing.
Well, this has been Primecast episode.
But yeah, I'm planning on taking my niece to see episode 1 in 3D next month because my wife hates
Mhm.
Star Wars. I'm not a huge fan of Star Wars either, but I really do dig it. I'm not a super. I did dress up as Obi-Wan Kenobi for episode 3 though, so I can't really say I'm not a huge nerd about it. But I'm not overly obsessed, but I really do appreciate the mythos for it, and I'm really looking forward to seeing it in 3D because I did see episode 1 and when it first came out,
Yeah,
and man, how long ago was how when did that first come out?
1999.
Man,
Yeah, I know.
I remember seeing that in theaters and being blown away, being able to finally see a Star Wars in theaters again, and my niece wasn't even. I think she might have been 2. Oh, wait, she's 15 now. So yeah, she was like 3 when it came out, and now I'm going to be taking her to see it. That's fucked up. But anyway, Star Wars. I'm really looking forward to see that. And yeah, my wife hates Star Wars,
Oh my God.
and I'm pretty much having to like make deals with her because I'm really excited for The Hobbit.
Yeah,
Oh God,
that
I cannot tell you how many times I've watched that trailer.
I see on Twitter all the time that you're watching it. Yeah, it's the Hobbit looks really cool.
I mean, even just like the little special effects of like of the waterfall.
Hmm.
It's just such a huge jump from the trilogy. Even though the trilogy looks amazing, especially for considering how old that movie is now, or those
Hmm.
movies. Especially that first one. One came out in 2001.
Yeah, super hella old.
Man, but even those. But I mean, I'm watching them all over again. I forgot how I've been watching the extended editions, which are super long. The Return of the King, the extended edition is 4.5 hours long,
Jesus.
but it does not feel it. I can watch it in one sitting, it flies by.
That's a challenge for me for Lord of the Rings to sit through in one just without
But man,
really taking a
but
break. But
that's why I got in really into Skyrim because the worlds are very similar
hmm
as far as orcs, elves, dragons. It just the worlds just feel very similar, like giant ass creatures that normally wouldn't never exist.
hmm
That's why I really got into Skyrim because they're very similar. It's just a shame that they never made a real good Lord of the Rings video game in the same style as Elder Scrolls. Like the new one that came out, Lord of the Rings, War of the
War of the
North.
North,
That
yeah,
one sucks.
yeah. I like it. Looks like it's cool, but I watched actual Let's Play gameplay of it, and it does not look fun.
Like it's very linear, and you can't customize your characters at all.
Ugh.
What the fuck? Oh yeah. Speaking of which, reason why I've been doing videos very scattered lately is because I have been playing so much Skyrim that's been taking up so much of my spare time, and we're just tweeting. You are a level 4 Imperial,
Yes.
while I'm a level 36 Nord.
What's funny about this is the 16-year-old is only level 4 and just doesn't really have the time or the capacity to sit down and play Skyrim. And this grown man with a family is level 30 something on that
I,
shit
I don't
every
sleep.
day.
I don't sleep. I stay up very late.
I wish I could stay up very late. I can't stay up past 12 or else like next day I'm dead and the entire week is ruined.
Well, one night, after the kids went to bed, I played from probably about 11 till about 3 a.m. And then
Mhm.
I literally passed out while playing it. I woke up at 5. I turned my 360 back on just to make sure it's saved in a decent place, and it did. And I instead of turning it back off, I just kept playing until 10 a.m.
Oh my god.
because it's addicting. And level 36 with I'm topped out in blacksmith, blocking, and speech, and I'm about halfway through maxed out in one-handed, two-handed, and I think those are the ones I'm I have the highest ranking in. I mostly did the ranking up and blacksmithing so I can make the dragon armor, which is really badass.
What are you gonna join? Imperial Stormcloak, whatever there is.
Well, right now I'm in the thieves guild,
Oh yeah.
but I really don't do too much there. I mostly I I really spend a lot of time just working, uh making money, buying shit,
Mhm.
roaming around killing giants. And even though most of the dragons in the game are fairly easy, there's this one dragon in a certain area I can't think of it off the top of my head, whereas right by a group of giants and mammoths, and
Mhm.
whenever I'd start attacking them, a giant ass ancient dragon will come out, which is normally it would have been okay, but this ancient dragon, I mean, even though I have the highest ranked or second highest ranked armor, and my blocking is all the way up, it would still like drain a good portion of my health with just one blast, and every time it would get on the ground, it would like eat me. It would literally like put me in its mouth and like kind of throw me around, which never happened with anyone else. So like I finally was able to beat it last night by just some very persistent hard work, and because it was that was a son of a bitch of a dragon. But yeah, it's weird because considering that dragons are the biggest enemy of the game, starting out, dragons are actually fairly easy to beat, while like giants and trolls, if you're just starting out, are impossible.
Yeah.
Like I remember, like when I was probably probably level 4 or 5, I was very determined to take down this little tribe of giants. I mean, like there's about 3 or 4 of them,
Mhm.
and there's a couple mammoths there. And I knew that if I just attacked them head on, that would just be totally just fucked. So like I would use a dragon shout, knock them on their ass, run up to a little rock, throw shit at them.
Yeah.
It didn't work because as soon as I get down, they're so fucking fast. They'll just like run right after you, and it's really fucking scary when you turn around. You just see this fucking giant just like stomping at you.
What I'm level 4 and I've killed two giants. Which is surprising. I pretty much got an idea one day. I kept in order to get up the path I need to go to when I had to get to um the black the Bleak Falls whatever to get the dragon stone and get the dragon claw and stuff like that. You have to go through that path where you go through a little this little passageway where there's a couple fire pits and a couple circles where these giants are. And me and Findal, whatever how you pronounce his name, I don't care that much. So I'm like, all right, I go behind this barrier of rocks, or I think it was a collapsed castle actually, and I shot him with an arrow. I shot him with 3 arrows before he got to me, and he ran up to me, and when he got to me, he didn't do anything. So I was just like, I shot him again. He stepped forward, but he didn't attack me. So I just uh, shot the shit out of him as he's just standing there and killed him. And then same exact thing with every other giant I fought. So I don't know if that's how it is, or if my game just glitches to where they can't do anything. And also another weird glitch happened was when when you learn the first word, or when you see the first word, and you have to go learn it after you get the Dragon Claw, and you're about done at Black League or whatever that's called again. You have to fight the overlord of the zombie guys, the Dangors, or I can't pronounce that shit, but you have to fight him. And I'd lost a few times. I'm like, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna run over there, shoot him with some arrows, attack him, get my shield real quick, use some potions, and it'll be fine. Well, this worked a few times, and then, um, but I just couldn't kill him exactly. So I was like, all right, I'll run further, hit him with two more arrows before he gets to me. Well, I learned the word, I saw the word, I got that, but I ran so far away, he never woke up. He never came out of his tomb. I walked up to him, he never came out. So I never had to really fight him.
I didn't have any problem at all with him. I don't know if I was just advanced, so far advanced enough at that point that I just
Oh, I'm sure you are. Plus I hate, like, I love the PlayStation, how its controller works, but for this video game, they are awful.
hmm I remember I pretty much had him dead in like 5 seconds. Like he wasn't any trouble at all for me. But that's what I really love about Skyrim. Like what just happened between us is that you can play the game and not even really talk about the story. You just talk because just by playing it, it just creates so many organic stories with your own experience that you can just
Oh
talk
yeah.
about it forever. And like I think, oh, speaking of glitches, I mean, I love Bethesda and I love the Fallout series and the Elder Scrolls, but they have some of the worst glitch games ever.
Yeah,
If
it's not
I
even like they rush them out. It's more of just like I don't know why they're like
because
that.
they're so big, their games are so big that they're just bound to happen. Like for a
Mhm.
while, anytime I'd go into Whiterun, just a giant dragon would fall dead out of the sky and just collapse and fall and just turn right away into a skeleton. And just like fall into a building, it'll be like pointing. It would just be like arms would be coming out of the building, and a tail, and it'd be like shaking. It was funny as hell. It doesn't do it anymore.
That
Because
sounds
I
awful.
defeated it there first because for a while so many dragons would come into Whiterun anytime I'd be like chopping wood or whatever, and I would have to fight them, and I'll leave, and they'll come back, and it would fall. It would be there again, but then it would die on the spot, and just collapse. And a really funny one that I saw in did I say Whiterun? I meant Riverwood.
Oh,
In Whiterun, there was a woman that was walking from the castle. She was meant to go down the stairs, but she just kept on walking through the sky. I just fucking just I just stopped dead in my tracks. I just looked up and saw this woman walking, and then she just kind of like she started to walk down like on this invisible staircase, and then she just kept on going into the ground, and then, and then you just see this head walk like just kind of like hovering above the ground. I'm like, oh man, I wish I would have had that recorded. And she was talking too, and I have no idea what she's saying. But then she just started laughing as I just see this head just walking away. I'm like, oh man.
oh my god, that sounds absolutely incredible. Oh my god. Well, yeah. Oh, it's so hilarious. But well, I think we made up for your segment with Skyrim. So
God, I love that game, and it is pretty much ranking. It's getting there to be my favorite game ever. It's real hard to say right now because I'm a huge Metal Gear Solid fan.
then you sold your PS3.
Yeah. Well, I didn't sell my PS3 game or my Metal Gear Solid PS3 game.
Yeah, I
I
saw.
still have that.
What are you gonna do when Metal Gear Rising comes out?
It's come out for 360.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Go on.
Um.
Oh shit.
But Metal Gear Solid 2: Sons of Liberty has been my favorite game of all time ever since it first came out. Like me and my best friend at the time would play that all the time, and He had always been on his first time playing through. He got stuck real bad, and by this time I played through it at least a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
And it was. Have you played it?
Sons of Liberty? No,
No.
I have not.
There's this part where you play as Raiden, and after being kidnapped, you're walking through the giant Metal Gear that's under sea, and you're actually walking through naked. You have no weapons, nothing, and you have to. And your hands are covering your privates at this part, and you had to like kind of sneak past these super strong guards that I forget what they're called, but they're really hard if you want to fight them, and you have to go through this pathway and get through this door to go on. And he tried like for a couple hours to do it, and I had it done in a minute. Like I didn't get detected at all. He just kind of looked at me and was like, "God damn, dude, how many times have you done this?" I lost track. But yeah, Metal Gear Solid 2 has been my favorite game because it's not even just a gameplay or the mythos behind the Metal Gear, because I love the Metal Gear Solid franchise period.
Mm-hmm.
But what really makes it my favorite is because Metal Gear Solid, if a game can like affect you emotionally,
Yeah, that's
that
a video game.
you already have some sort of emotional connection there. And uh, if you haven't played it, I'm not going to tell you. Or if you do ever plan on it, because the HD collection came out and it's on there.
Oh, yeah. I'll have to.
But
I
there's this
I'd like to get the new PS3 pack that they
yeah,
have.
I'd really recommend you do that because Metal Gear Solid 2 is probably one of them that has this one scene in it. I'm not going to tell you, but it's very emotional, and it's just done really well, and it just makes you really connect with the characters. And
Yeah,
if a fucking video game can do that, that's something special.
yeah. It's with movies and comic books and stuff like that. That's it's easy to kind of convey feeling through that, but with digital data that is made up on a computer entirely and just
Right.
yeah, when video games can do that, like you can play any video game and just kind of like all right, um, like with and then the games that try to do that, say like it's not like it's not sad, but with games like Halo or something like that try to do that connection. And yeah, you like them a lot, but you don't have an actual connection. So when a game does that, I'm really interested now.
I would definitely recommend, because the HD collection just came out for PS3 and 360. I still need to pick it up.
It's not that expensive either. So
No, I think it's like $40. You get
hmm
Metal Gear Solid 2, 3, and Peace Walker, which was previously only for PSP.
hmm yeah.
Which I've been really wanting to play that one because it's a direct sequel to Metal Gear Solid 3, which is uh, Metal Gear Solid 3 is very weird too. I don't like that one as much, even though it does do a lot of things better than Metal Gear Solid 2.
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't. It's not very Metal Gear ish. It's not focused so much on stealth espionage. It's more like a James Bond movie that takes place in the jungle.
What about Metal Gear Rising? How's that look?
Um, man,
It
I have
looks.
very mixed feelings about it because before it was redone, like right now, it's gone through two versions at least. There's Metal Gear Solid Rising, which was
Yeah.
solely produced by Kojima, which looked like the perfect mixture between stealth and action. And that way, it wasn't too dramatic, but I mean, it was definitely gruesome. It wasn't very fast paced. It was very realistic as far as Metal Gear Solid goes.
Yeah.
And like you could like kind of slow down time and kind of like precise your cut at a certain angle and slice it exactly. And it was very physically great. But and even at the demo that was shown at E3, You could have Raiden like cutting a watermelon like a dozen times on a table. But this new version, it just looks like fucking Bayonetta or Devil May Cry.
It looks like a lot like Bayonetta. Like I'm sure that's not what it's gonna be, but that trailer, that's exactly what I thought.
Like, like the way how fast he fucking just like flings his sword around and there's guys standing next to him bleeding that aren't reacting at all. It just looks so fucking cliche, like a very cliche action video game.
It looks like a mix between Prototype and Bayonetta.
I mean, and I saw that theatrically it looks great. I mean, it presents itself very well,
Mm.
especially at the very end where it says, you may not get it because you didn't play Metal Gear Solid 2, but in Jack's past, or Raiden, his real name is Jack. He was in a war, and he was called
Mm.
Jack the Ripper
Oh yeah.
because he killed a bunch of people because he was basically just a murderer in a war when he was a kid.
Hmm.
And when it harkens back to that, when he says it's time, let's let Jack let it rip or something like that, that gave me goosebumps because that's really well done. But as far as gameplay goes, it looks very unoriginal and kind of
Hmm.
boring. And it really has me disappointed because I really loved the way it looked before it went over to Platinum Games.
Yeah, I didn't know they changed licensing
But yeah, when's it coming out? Do you know?
this year. That's all I know.
Yeah, I'm gonna. But as of right now, I'm pretty disappointed in it. But maybe my opinion will change and they changed the timeline of it too because Metal Gear Solid
Hmm.
Rising was supposed to take place between the events that happened in 2 and 4,
Yeah.
while this one takes place a few years after 4 now, which I hate because the story of Raiden that happened between Metal Gear Solid 2 and 4 was so fucking interesting and just kind of tragic that I wanted them to explore more into that. Because basically, Raiden was, full human in 2, and then by the time he's in 4, he's mostly cyborg because he was kidnapped by the Patriots and had experiments done on him.
Hmm.
I wanted them to explore more of that, but no. So I'm already kind of pissed off about the game, and it's going to have to do something pretty fucking amazing to really impress me.
Yeah, I with games like Zelda, they've done that too, to where there's just they lead into the story and they just don't tell it yet, and it normally does get told, and but yeah, that seems annoying as hell, especially if let's say I were to play them, especially not you who have played them as they came out. But I can see where that'd be annoying. Maybe it would be explained somehow, but yeah, that's annoying as all hell.
Yeah, as far I mean, if it's just going to be a basic hack and slash like Bayonetta as it appears to be now, it's basically it might as well be dead to me because I'm not even going to pay any attention to it. And as far as that will be, Metal Gear Solid 4 will be the last Metal Gear in my head because that game was a that one's pretty close to being my favorite, but 2 just barely nudges out a little bit.
Mm.
4 is real close to being fucking perfect. Just did a
Guns of the Patriots.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just did a couple things that I did not like. Like, did you play it?
No, I did watch some gameplay of it though.
God,
I know.
you need to get on that, man.
Well, I'm just not. I just don't see the point in wasting a bunch of money in video games. I'm not gonna play that often. $60 for how much of an experience?
You
I pretty much get my.
but how much of experience but a lifetime of appreciating this of that.
Well, that's why I buy plastic, because I can look at that all the time. While with a
Yeah,
video
but
game,
then it breaks, it gets loose joints, it gets dusty, you lose it. You can't
well,
lose memories from a video game.
you can forget.
No, you can't. If
You,
you're
you can't.
stupid, maybe.
Okay, well. take your future thoughts of Metal Gear Rising. Go have fun forgetting them or trying to unsee what you've seen if it
Well,
is as bad as you
I
say.
just won't play it then. How about
Well,
that?
well, then you'll be like, well, what if it's good?
Like, no, it's not. It won't be. I know it won't be. It's gonna be a huge disappointment.
What if it's like the best Metal Gear game ever? What if it's like it holds like bunches of secrets? I'm throwing like the biggest hypothetical out there for you, just you. And I don't really know what I'm talking about,
But it has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with Metal Gear.
but it's got everything to do with Bayonetta, and that's what matters.
Uh, oh, anyway, what next?
Um, seeing as how this is supposed to be a Transformers podcast,
Yeah, and we've been talking
uh,
nothing about video games now.
about half hour.
Awesome.
Oh, how was that, guys? Let's talk about BotCon and their fun shenanigans.
Fuck Bakon. Fuck it. Fuck it all. That's what I
Well,
have to say.
all right. Well, if you guys don't know about this, or if you guys are sheltered children from Transformers news websites and Twitter and every other piece of media ever in this community ever, BotCon's practices have never been the best. They've been crap. They've been decent. They've been mediocre, and they've been um good. This year has been the oh, I hate to be so black and white, and I really do hate because these guys are part of the community. But the practices so far this year are real shit. I hate to throw this out there, but there was I'm not gonna give out names either. BotCon for a few things, just as a personal thing. BotCon had chosen to pretty much instigate with someone I follow, and I follow their tweets more than others. Um, and they decided to pick a fight with them, pretty much, and instigate. And then when they were called on it by multiple people, they were. I'm not even gonna say who. If you don't know who runs the BotCon Twitter, it's not that hard to figure out. I'm still not gonna say, but it. They decided to pretty much. Someone made a joke. They didn't like it, so they retweeted it. Everyone made fun of the guy, and they retweeted those. So they pretty much instigated and almost, just really, they didn't fuck the guy over. The guy wasn't mad about that. It was principle altogether. But for a professional company to be advertising your product and to really want to hook people in, that complete improper practice. I read that as it was happening, and I was just reading it, just thinking, wow, this is by far ridiculous. Very I hate to use the word, but I have to say immature. I think it's the only one I can really find. I feel it's almost offensive. And then on a more opinionated note, their toy choice. I don't really care for their mold choice. Octo Punch, the head does work. I just don't like it. The only remotely good looking exclusive they have so far is Tread Shot, and Shatterglass Ultra Magnus' head looks cool, but I don't know. What are the reveals we have? We have Ultra Magnus, um, Ultra Magnus, Tread Shot, Octo Punch, Metal Hawk, and a couple others. And then we're gonna be getting like a Junk Heap and not a Junk Heap, a Junkion and a couple others. Just real, yeah. The box set is just my own personal preference of I just don't really care for it, and I'm not gonna criticize the convention for that. That is not their problem. If I don't like it, then that's no problem. I just really don't care for the practice. And something there was a mistake with the hotel to where their people's deposit wasn't taken until this month, so they couldn't really appropriately have their funds, and they didn't release the information until late. So people and the convention is a few months earlier than previous years, um, at least the past 2 years. Normally it's around June. Now it's in April. So people who kind of have a work schedule or need to know these things, someone is going to be fucked in the situation to where they can't get there, or they just can't find the time off because it's so close and they haven't been able to call their time. And I I understand not having the confirmation yet, not wanting to release anything till it's solid, but this, I do understand. I just disagree. Is my whole thing. I just don't really care for the practices of this year's event. Also, to cover up what I said earlier, the other molds were shattered glass tracks, pretty much. I forget its exact name, but a shattered glass track. It looks kind of cool. I'm not gonna spend a lot of money on it. And then there's a Gigatron, or Giga the Overlord, whatever you want to call him. He's Giga. He's a tank. And I do not like the choice of Bludgeon. Bludgeon is a toy that's Bludgeon and no one else. I just cannot unsee that.
Which
And
toys, Bludgeon?
um, they Overlord from Last Stand of the Wreckers. They pretty much did a toy based on him and Gigatron from that comic book.
Oh, okay.
And it's Revenge of the Fallen Bludgeon. The tank mode looks good, but the swords and the skeletal body type, like they gave him. This was a point I saw brought up on boards and by other podcasts as well, that is exactly as I thought. His head, he has a really clean, accurate, not accurate, but a really clean, proportional, classic style head. But the body has detail of a movie toy, and he has like a skeletal foundation, and it really does not look entirely right. I don't think it looks well. And then I don't know if you've seen this, Jesse, but Shattered Glass Soundwave. You seen that one?
Yeah. Oh God.
Okay, this is one that I just ah the head sculpt looks like um a derpy Optimus Prime.
It'd look
And
great if it looked more like the image that they released of the, I guess, a comic image of him.
oh yeah, I don't like I love the idea of a Shattered Glass Soundwave. I think it's great. I don't even mind the white and blue. I just hate that head sculpt, and
Oh
the
God.
the photoshopped images look really bad. I really hope even though I won't be owning these figures anytime soon. I really hope the official actual BotCon toy is better, because I just do not like that. Now here's the best part about this set. So in the comic or whatever, Soundwave is like a ninja, and he has a green headband. Because of the mold they're using, if you have not seen they're using the classic Ironhide / Ratchet mold. That head folds into the chest, so there's really no place except for the head, and he has a headband. Their excuse for doing this was it won't fit on the toy, which is understandable. But instead of just handing out an accessory, they are selling a tiny little headband to put on your exclusive toy at the club store at the convention. They're selling it.
Why can't they just pack it in?
I don't know. I thought about that, maybe to recoup costs for the fabric, but I heard some people are gonna buy them all up and just hand them out. People are gonna just not buy them and make their own. I think it'd be a good idea, if someone has some spare fabric, just some customizer, run up a few headbands a few inches long and just hand them out in front of the club store. If I had the resources and I was going, I would totally do that. I'd probably get in trouble, but I mean, that is
You know what I'm going to do?
just throw it in the box, guys.
I'm not going to
What?
get either. That's
I'm
what I'm
not
going
gonna.
to do.
I'm not gonna know. Well, still, I just the people going, like, they have to drop another $3 to $5 to $10. I could see it being $10, but $3 to $5 more than likely on this little headband, this little 2-inch piece of fabric, twist tie maybe, to put on your figure. And I guarantee once they put it on it as well, depending on if it's twist tie fabric or not, it can still transform with it on. I just I hate that. I just I understand how the mishaps have happened with BotCon this year. I just don't agree. It's just my own personal opinion. Jesse is. I know Jesse. I know how much Jesse loves BotCon, but
Don't, I love go. I went to BotCon and
oh wait.
in '08 when I was here in Cincinnati. I loved going in there just because I love the vendor. I spent 90% of my time there just looking at shit. Man, but as far as the way it's organized, and that was the year that I was really close to considering getting a BotCon exclusive there, just because that was the first year of Shatterglass,
Hmm.
and I was really interested in that Shatterglass Megatron, just because I love that uh, ener- uh, small Energon Megatron body.
Hmm.
and especially with a Marvel G1 head sculpt on it with the kind of the dark gray bucket head.
Yeah.
That's one I was really interested in, but I have the original Superlink Galvatron, so I couldn't really justify that. But other than that, I think most of the BotCon exclusives are pure shit, and this is not proven to be any better. And I just don't quite see. I mean, why the fuck would you really want a ugly ass repaint of a mediocre figure to begin with? I mean, yeah, some of the ideas are cool, but they're just straight up fucking ugly ass repaints of what you already have, and I just don't understand
My
why there's such a huge debate. The only time where I could really see them really doing this and actually being beneficial was for the classic seekers. But ever since then, they've had a full release in both the United States and in Japan.
which
But
oh
that was at
god,
a time when
people
people really wanted the other seekers.
people got so mad. The people who attended those and bought those offline for lots of money, they got so mad that
Uh-huh.
we got those in the States. But yeah, I understand. I talked about this on another with another group of people today on Skype as well. You you're paying all this money for bragging rights. You're not gonna play with these figures. You're not gonna display them any special way. The most you're gonna do is you're not even really gonna photograph them. Honestly, you might put up another shelf for them alone, have a fun little display of your memories. That's it. You're paying for bragging rights, and I'm not. My intention isn't to talk anyone out or denote their love for the convention. I'm sure it's a fun event, but this is where I'm talking about the event here. We're talking about just opinion of the toys, and I see why people do like some of these toys. Just the only one I really don't see what people like is Soundwave, but I haven't really seen anyone express any sort of likeness for it.
Plus, what is up with Ultra Magnus's head?
I don't know. I like it, just not for Ultra Magnus.
I mean, it's like a Indiana Jones type crystal
It,
skull with
it's
a
exactly what I thought.
and with a medieval red helmet.
It doesn't look bad. It reminded me of Bludgeon actually
Yeah, it
as
does. It
well.
looks a lot like Bludgeon, but that's not what I think of when I think of Ultra Magnus.
Well, I mean, the opposite of Ultra Magnus, loyal has to do what it has to do, is kind of like Bludgeon, but I'm sure he's Shatterglass Ultra Magnus isn't Bludgeon.
No.
I hope not. God damn it, I hope not. I bet we just jinxed it. But I don't know. Like I'm not even the type of person that thinks Shattered Glass is has done its time and we need to move on. Shattered Glass is a concept and they did come up with it and they're just being proud of the creation, which there's nothing wrong with that. But if people are sick of it, people are sick of it. We're not saying do what you want just for the people. Definitely get your ideas out there, but when people don't buy your product and you wonder why, well, because it's run dry. No, not a lot of people are going to buy the same exact thing over and over and over again.
I would have
And
really liked it if they did like a real original line of Shatterglass where they came up with original molds for each character, and they would actually be like the same concept: the heroic Decepticons and the evil Autobots, but with all original molds. I think that would be a really cool idea.
that would be, but that'd be so cost inappropriate. That'd be so expensive. I don't think anyone would really want to attend.
It wouldn't be that expensive because I mean it would just be another subline like Generations, and whenever that passes through, they would have the Shattered Glass line.
I mean, I see what you're saying, definitely. It all depends on how they make them and how the process works with FunPub and I don't know what their contract dictates and how much they can spend but yeah, and also no one, it's not like we're sitting here bashing on BotCon. I
I
feel
am.
well, yes, but that's not our intention. It's mainly of
It's
expressing our
mine.
opinions. Okay, well, Jesse, this is me, I guess.
Yeah,
I mean,
I see all you there.
we're not like trying to get hate and stuff. That's the thing. It's just if
I don't
we
care.
don't, God damn it, I swear to God, how you're like 3 hours away from me. I will send someone over there.
Bring it. I'm waiting.
I will send someone over there to go away. For you to scare them. Um, it's just yeah, I'm not impressed with their practices. I'm really unfortunate, but yeah, that's BotCon for you.
I forget who it was that said that. Send me in the chat who it was that you said on Twitter that got bashed by someone at BotCon.
Yeah. And
Oh yeah. I remember that.
yeah. And definitely, if you guys do know about this, don't talk about openly in the comments or anything like that. It is, it's not our business to talk about. That's why we left names out of it. So please don't if you do know. Don't go digging either. It's not cool either. It's just the fact that it happened. It's definitely not who it was. It's principle that they did that. Um, so it's. I'm just being repetitive now, so there's really nothing more I can say. What would you like to cover next?
I've been playing Skyrim.
Really? We haven't
Yeah.
talked about Skyrim in a while. How's that going?
Well, I'm a level 36 Nord.
Okay.
With I specialize in blacksmithing, blocking, and speech.
No shit.
Yeah.
Huh. Ha. Deja vu. How about that?
I've been to that strip club a couple times.
I've seen the Denzel Washington movie.
Oh shit.
Uh, what else is there to cover, really, besides BotCon and
There's nothing else. I mean I set up that email address for emails and no one emails me. I
Wait,
guess
what is it? What is the well, actually no, we'll say in a minute. But is this it? I mean, what else? Oh, here's something else. Transformers Prime, and if you're into this, Transformers Rescue Bots. They return season 1 of Rescue Bots premieres January 18th at noon Eastern
don't give a shit.
on uh on the hub, and
Does
Transformers Prime season 2 dun, dun, dun,
oh yeah.
February 18th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. So Prime season 2.
Fuck yeah.
Ah, God, I know. I
Dude,
think cool.
I'm so excited. I'm ready. I'm ready to see what happens.
I'd like some toys first, but
I mean, yeah, man. It's been over a year,
yeah.
and it started in December of 10,
Oh
right?
no, it started in November, Thanksgiving week.
Oh yeah, that's right. And we're just now starting to get toys.
Oh, not even like yeah.
Not
Well,
even a full line. We're getting a preview line for the full release.
we haven't even gotten the halfway point yet. We've just gotten
That's
uh,
worse than animated. People were complaining about waiting 6 months for animated toys.
and this is
And this,
uh like the breaks and stuff. I see why, but okay, guys, and I understand retailers not buying them, but come on, Hasbro, kind of throw something in there. Throw a Dark of the Moon tag in there. Do whatever you got to do. Just
they have to be planning something big if whatever's taking so long with this shit.
I honestly, that's what they said about all this other stuff. I don't think they are. I think it's just they can't get them out.
I don't know. All I really want that hasn't been shown from Prime is a big ass Megatron figure. Either
I just want a Voyager bigger than Optimus or as big. I don't need a huge
like
one.
I would want a leader class Megatron with glowing dark energon.
All right, pick right now. Leader Megatron from Prime with flowing energon. Dark to the Moon. Leader Megatron. Go.
Dark Moon leader Megatron without a doubt.
Okay, good man. Just making sure.
Oh man. Don't it got me dreaming about that thing again. If it had like if it oh that would be sweet if like it came with like little those little doctors.
Yeah, the
Well,
little things that bites at him and he
like
just.
fucking flicks out of his head like they're just a nuisance to him even though they're helping him. He's like get the fuck out of my brain.
I don't need your shit. And as he does that, he rips out part of his brain, just jolts and has a seizure and comes back all.
Derp.
Hey guys, gonna get Cybertron.
He was basically half retarded in the movie, wasn't he?
Remember when Sentinel took his hand, his like four of his fingers, and slammed them into his head and spoke down to him and ripped out part of his head? I thought he was gonna go full blown.
Megatron be like, "Do you have no idea how much that fucking hurt? You son of a bitch!
That's my
4 years.
brain.
That's 4 years of work rebuilding my skull, and you just ripped it out, you asshole." How
It is
and he just takes his hand, and just starts pulling on his beard. How's that feel, huh, fucker?
Oh, Megatron got his.
Yeah.
It was so random. It was kind of cool that they kind of hint or went with that the helmet. But when you saw Sentinel's helmet rolling, I was like, what the fuck is that? Did he kick his head off? I didn't know what was going on. I thought it was cool how they kind of you could really see it how Sentinel ripped part of Megatron's head out. Megatron kind of just stuck his claw in Sentinel's side and ripped a part of that out. That was kind of cool. Yeah, how's it feel?
That doesn't feel very good. It kind of hurts,
Oh,
actually. Please stop.
so this is what I've been doing to people. Jeez, I'm a dick. I need help.
I've turned my life around, Optimus. Please forgive me. Oh shit!
Bam.
That last little gargle that Sentinel made before he shot again. That's hilarious.
Freaking um Optimuses are better when he's flying through the air. What the fuck?
That's like that has to be one of the. They had to make a conscious decision in making that movie. All right, Michael Bay goes up, guy. All right, this is the part where the driller is gonna come out of the ground, and Optimus is gonna go flying through the air. And he's gonna make the most obnoxious noise ever. In fact, he just kind of like pulls Peter out, calling to the side, like, "Here, record this." And he just like kind of punches him in the nuts. Record that. I want him to be yelling that when he's flying through the air. Really? Yes, got to do it now.
I can see him just Michael Bay pick up a keyboard. Hey, I know what we should add. And pick it up and slamming it on the corner of a table. There, that's Optimus' new line. Because that is, oh my god, next time you guys watch Dark of the Moon, the beginning when they're in Chernobyl, and Optimus is flying through the air and the driller sends him flying, listen closely. He does that in movie 2 and movie 3. What I never understood was when Megatron stabs Optimus from the back into the chest in Revenge of the Fallen, the only thing Optimus can say is no. Stop it.
Oh shit!
Stop it. It hurts.
Hey, no, quit it! Oh my god! Oh, what was that one thing that you said Shockwave said in Dark and Moon?
Oh yeah.
I couldn't find that. I told
You can find it?
No.
I'll have to find it for you. It's definitely kind of like makeshift, but it pulls it off pretty much. In Dark of the Moon, when they're all in downtown Chicago, when when the building starts going down with Sam and the soldiers and Carly in it, and they're sliding down, they almost go through the window, and the one guy does fall, and the desk almost hits Shockwave, and the mug hits him, and Shockwave looks up and he sees them. When he's talking to the driller, before the driller goes through the building, he's going. Rah, rah, rah. What it turns out is with the captions on to your movie, Shockwave says Drillerbot is thirsty. And it sounds like gurgles, but once you hear it, kind of sounds like it. So I hope
is thirsty.
if the Shockwave toy, if they make a little Shockwave that says Drillerbot is thirsty, I swear to God.
Oh god! I listened to that scene. I could not hear anything. All I heard was.
It didn't really matter, but it was also funny how Optimus, when he fell into the cables and got stuck, he just looks down. It's like record.
Get me out of here!
He could
Optimus. Get
And how
away!
how the hell did the records get up
I'm
there? Like,
scared of heights, damn it! Don't get me! I'm
call,
leaking lubricant!
call the fire department, please. Like, how the hell did the records get up
I
there?
don't know.
Optimus has blades and axes in his back, but
Like, what if one of them just fell? They would have been fucked. Well, at one point, one jumps from a line onto Optimus. What if he slipped? Oops, this was a bad decision. Wreckers, get me the fuck out of here. Hurry the fuck up, you're useless. You drunken bastards.
something else was funny about Optimus in that movie. I can't remember what it was, but it was hilarious. Something that he does. Like, Optimus legitimately goes crazy. Like, I know it's a running joke that Optimus is crazy and as the movies go on, but with the gurgles and the noise and the no, stop stabbing me.
No!
And it's also really apparent that Transformers like to talk a lot of shit because Optimus is all like, waste of metal, junk shard, piece of tin,
Oh,
ripping
God.
faces off. But when Megatron stabs him through the chest, no, stop,
That was uncalled for.
party foul,
Time out. Beep, beep.
ref. And then like flying through the air, he just screams and he gets stuck in wire. What the fuck's he doing?
He sees Shockwave shoot him. Is like, oh shit, I gotta get out of here.
And then like Optimus is beating the shit out of Megatron in Revenge of the Fallen. Megatron gets a cheap shot and stabs him from the back, and Megatron calls him weak. And then in Dark of the Moon, what was it in Dark of the Moon? Pretty much where Optimus is like, "Get down here, Sentinel," which is a cool line.
Oh
And
god,
that was
yeah, that was awesome. Just that whole like 30-second sequence is probably one of my favorite bit from that whole movie. Just Optimus just challenging Sentinel, and then Sentinel accepting. Oh, that you might as well be somewhat like some black guy in the background going, "Oh shit's about to get real."
Tyrese Gibson just runs in the frame. Oh shit! And
Oh,
runs.
he's like he's just dancing in the background. Oh yeah.
He just runs out of the frame. Oh my god, Josh Duhamel is like gets on his motorcycle and just starts doing wheelies. Michael Bay's doing cartwheels. Oh shit. Movie gets real stupid after that, but and then what was it? And then pretty much Optimus is beating the shit out of Sentinel, and when Sentinel stabs Optimus and rips off his arm, Optimus is all like, "No, no, God, oh God." Sentinel does
I
that,
found that line actually very disturbing, actually,
and then Sentinel's like,
because
"Oh no."
it didn't seem very Optimus-ish. It seemed like he was actually very afraid of dying, where he was like actually plead with Sentinel saying, "Please."
Well, I guess that
I don't know if he was actually pleading for his life
more
or
of
he's
like
just
stop, you know.
yeah.
I think
Maybe,
it's more Sentinel stop because he never said. I take that back. He might have. I think I recall him saying no, but I think he said Sentinel don't stop or something like that. You know, kind of just like I think
don't
Optimus.
stop, go faster. Don't stop, don't stop.
He's telling Megatron no, but he wants Sentinel to.
No, but he actually says, "Please, set a Sentinel, please."
Yeah, so it maybe Optimus challenging. We're definitely thinking too much into this, but maybe Optimus challenging Sentinel
I have the file. Let me look at this real quick.
was Optimus trying to just show Sentinel like, hey, stop this shit, or I'll kill you. And everyone, what I didn't understand, everyone had an uproar like, Megatron offered Optimus a truce. No, he didn't. He fucking insulted him.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, that is very, very true. He was very
In the comic book, yeah, he asked for a truce. But
in the comic and book he was very sincere with his truths, but in the movie he was very condescending.
where would you be, or who would you be without me, Prime? I mean, I think I
Like
would do the exact same
he was
thing, Prime.
basically giving him like a he was Megatron was trying to give him like he doesn't have a choice in the matter kind of deal.
And then people were mad, like, oh, Megatron died so early, or so easily. Megatron was like half dead anyway, and
Half retarded, half dead.
he wasn't expecting an axe to the chest
No, he was expecting Optimus to
to like grovel.
yeah, but no, he's like, oh shit, there's an axe on my chest now.
Oh, shit! He lost his spine. That's what happens when you let your guard down and lose half your head. And
What do they bleed?
I I thought that was funny that they just introduced that in Dark of the Moon.
Like
I'm just
they bleed like all the time.
yeah, like the Dreads and Sentinel did and the fall
Megatron sure the fuck did.
dude, oh my god, like quote unquote blood exploded out of his body. And then, people on TFW boards, this is once again not to offend anybody, but everyone's like, "Well, Megatron, there's a possibility he's not dead and
Really?
he can be brought back
He had his fucking head ripped out and
with his
split in
spine,
half.
with his spine attached to it, and his entire body was hollowed out and exploded with whatever type of bodily fluid to the equivalent of blood that is."
Those are the same people that are thinking that Jazz could come back.
I I didn't want Jazz to come back. I just wanted him referenced. That's all I wanted. But no, Jazz is pretty fucking dead. Did you ever see the Robot Chicken short of the first Transformers movie?
No.
Oh my god. Pretty much what happens is it just shows the end where Optimus is holding Jazz and he's all like, "Well, we lost Jazz." And Jazz starts talking and he's like, "No, man, I'm fine." They're like, "What? No, you died in battle." "No, man, we're robots. Just solder my ass back together. I'm fine." And pretty much they all drive away and leave Jazz for dead. And they use the movie one deluxe Jazz.
Do they really?
Yeah, and he's cut in half. So pretty much the top section where it's just the hood and part of the door, that's driving around town hitting shit, trying to get back to. He's screaming and hitting buildings. Oh my god, it's look it up. I'll show it to you once we're done filming. But
All right, sounds good.
it's hilarious.
Yeah, I'm watching this. What was I fucking supposed to be? Oh yeah, I remember what I was supposed to be looking for. Oh, yep, missed it. There it isn't. Okay, rips off his arm. Yeah, he just says please
Yeah.
as before, right before Sentinel just like kind of kicks him in the face.
I was like, no, no, bitch, get down, sit down. Which I don't really care for that, but oh well, it was totally worth. Get down here, Sentinel.
God, I love this movie. I don't know why.
It's not even that good of a movie. It's just really entertaining.
It's definitely the most entertaining of all the three to me. Wow,
Oh
it's
yeah,
it's probably the second best.
but the most entertaining. I
Yeah.
definitely agree. What I don't get is like I understand having a movie critic and of course being liking films and stuff. It's definitely not like an amazing movie. Of course the only Oscar or any award like that it would ever get would definitely be for visual effects, if that. And this year for Oscars is before I've kind of debated like maybe Transformers. I don't think Transformers has been up for visual effects actually, but
It has. It in the first movie, it lost to the Golden Compass.
really
It
that movie
lost. It lost to fucking talking polar bears.
that movie was awful. Like the
Yes,
book was good.
I'm not kidding. Look it up. It lost to fucking talking polar bears. While technology with Ironhides, each guns had 10,000 moving parts. Talking bears won. I don't know. I really honestly don't think. I don't give a shit about the Oscars anymore because it's not about the best. It's about who do you think would look the best, because no one wants to see a movie based on a toy line be the best in visual effects. They want the most artistic visual effects movie to
What
be the
I'm
best.
gonna look up real quick. I know the only two movies I know who are in the running are is Dark of the Moon and Deathly Hallows Part Two. And as much as I do like Harry Potter and the movie was great, I I think Dark of the Moon definitely did a lot more with visual effects than Harry Potter did. Um, like yeah, Hogwarts exploding and stuff, but a lot of that stuff was actually done. And given Dark of the Moon did a lot of real stuff, like with the gliders, but still, 2012 Oscar FX nominations. Okay, Oscar visual effects list. Here's the top 10 before they took it down. But in the running were Captain America, Harry Potter, Hugo, Mission Impossible: Ghost Protocol, Pirates of the Caribbean, Treasure Tides, Real Steel, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, Transformers:
Rise of the
Dark,
Planet of the Apes, I think, is that and Transformers are should be pretty close.
The Tree of Life, and X-Men: First Class.
Tree
Um,
of Life, fuck that piece of shit movie.
what was that about?
Yeah, how? I mean, all right. Tree of Life is such a pretentious piece of shit that only it got the attention it did just because of who directed. I forget the director's name, but he made movies such as The New World, The Thin Red Line.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I can't. I'll look up his name. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
But that movie is such a pretentious. It has the worst dialogue in a movie that you could ever match for. It's so fucking cheesy. All it is basically about this dude who can't get quite over that his brother died 30 years ago. And it has some of the most useless special effects in a movie that has nothing to do with it at all. Such like there's fucking dinosaurs in it. There's weird shit on the screen that you don't know what you're looking at, but it looks good. I mean, it uses a lot of very practical special effects. Some that I mean, yes, visually the movie looks amazing. This is what that's one of the movies that would look great if it was in a 3D theater. But it's story wise it's confusing because who cares? It has Brad Pitt in it, who's okay, and it has Sean Penn in it, who's fucking past his time. But the director, he knows where to put a camera to make a scene look good. Because
Hmm.
there's some scenes in that movie that look, even just simple scenes where the scenes are kind of focused on the baby, those look really good. And the way they like do some scenes that are like kind of like supposed to look like they take place in space, they don't use any CG at all. They use kind of like oils and like weird shit, kind of like stuff that 2001: A Space Odyssey would do.
That's pretty cool. I mean, it sounds visually good,
Yeah,
but
but it was a stupid ass fucking movie. Oh god, I hated it. I hated it. One of the
I'll
worst.
have to look at it then.
No.
But I've seen the trailer. But yeah, and who I forget who all was in that list. Exactly. Captain America definitely not. I think some of that movie actually didn't look that great. Um, Hugo. I don't even. What was Hugo about? No, I remember Hugo.
I don't know
Uh,
what Hugo is.
Hugo, I think was like an adventure type movie or some imagination. I just remember hearing about it. And then
Rise
Harry
of
Potter.
Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Have you seen that one?
No, but not yet. I
I
want to see it. It has James Franco in it. That's always
I
promising.
really enjoy that movie. I'm a huge fan of the Planet of the Apes series by themselves anyway,
Hmm.
and it does a lot of things really good. Some of the scenes look really uh really kind of silly, although even especially some of the CG ones is in the beginning where you see Caesar just kind of like uh kind of doing aerobics around the house. Those are kind of silly.
Yeah.
But there's a couple scenes in there, especially when he's in a cage at the zoo, where you see a CG orangutan.
Hmm.
I it has been said before. I mean, with other movies, it looks fucking real. I mean, I seriously could not tell whether or not if I was looking at a CG orangutan or a real one. It was real fucking impressive. Plus, it has fucking Smeagol playing Caesar, which is always a plus.
Smeagol.
I forget his name.
Yeah. Who is that guy?
Andy Serkis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's uh James Franco and Tom Fulton. So that's always. It's a fun movie. I do want to see it. It's out now on DVD, so
Yeah.
it just wasn't a movie I was gonna go see and pay $7, but I'll probably
It
Netflix
definitely
it.
opens itself up for a sequel.
Yeah, I heard it did.
Like it definitely makes some references to the very first Planet of the Apes, like with the spaceship and all. There's a lot of those in that title, though. Of those, I mean,
Yeah, it's all
Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
yeah, it's kind of tricky. This was yeah. This is definitely a if you're still listening to this,
Oh, I guarantee there's no one listening at this point. Even if you're listening, say say I am Captain America, just to confirm, and leave that in the comments. It's just to confirm if you listen this far.
yeah, because this is the most non Transformers podcast
We talked about
ever.
Skyrim, video games, Metal Gear, Talking Apes.
Three-fourths of the podcast wasn't Transformers. We do apologize, but we're sorry.
I don't.
There's just nothing to talk about, you know?
There's really been nothing Transformers related that has been worth talking about, and what has been worth talking about took very little of our time.
Yeah, and you know, this has been a fun show. It's definitely a good conversation. You know, if you're just listening to people talking, you know, let's just make the next 20 minutes just rah, rah, Optimus impressions. No!
Get behind me.
You die. Oh my god.
I think that's it. I think we should. That's a wrap.
That was fun.
All right. All right. Follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/SSJAutobot. YouTube, you know where to find me. Right here.
Right
now.
there. Up there. You're looking at it right now. You're just thinking about it. Follow me on Twitter. Twitter.com/AnakInvader. Whatever it is. My YouTube, same exact thing. AnakInvader.
You put a little song into that, Anakin Vader.
AnakInvader. That's my theme song. Haven't you ever heard it?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Jeez, where have you been? My
I've
theme.
been playing Skyrim.
But you haven't heard my theme song?
No.
AnakInvader. It's exactly like
Hot
that.
Pocket.
It's okay. I don't even feel bad for like kind of half singing because no one's gonna listen to this, so it's not a big deal. I can do whatever I want.
I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here is my cock and here are my balls. Do, 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 do.
To the watch just like one 7-year-old be listening with his parents still.
Mommy, I don't want to sing that song anymore.
Oh my. No.
All right, take it easy. See you next week.
You too. Have fun, audience.